My name is Norman James Olson, and these are some poems that have been published a couple different places. Uh, Probably the last publication of them together, anyway, was in something called Sketchbook, which is still posted somewhere out there in cyberspace for those inclined to look that up. You could do that if you wanted to. Anyway, the first one is called My Civil Service Job. As most people who know me know, I worked at a civil service job for 20 years. I worked in a factory printing telephone books for 20 years, and then in 1988, I left the factory and went to work at a civil service job. So this is a poem, I guess, about that experience. It's called, anyway, My Civil Service Job. Like the taste of a mint melting on my tongue, the day drifts away. Phone call from a man who lost his job and wants his final check. His employer is broke. I hear this 20 times a day. The next call from a woman who is obviously insane, looking for another lost soul to draw into her web. Blah, 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 hang up. Between the calls, my fingers click, clacking keys. I type virtual words into an electronic nowhere that I trust to hold them. Answer the phone. Hear another story of a person's life being destroyed by a swamp that eats the working poor. Desperate voices come through the phone looking for help that does not exist, looking for fairness in an unfair universe, and existing only as bits of electric potential in some computer somewhere in between silence and the still uncounted stars. This next poem is called Poem for Pia. I don't know Pia, but it was in response to something that apparently someone named Pia had written that I saw and responded to. I don't remember even anymore where I saw it, but it was online someplace. So this is Poem for Pia. Other people's poems keep running through my head like rusty freight trains across the Minnesota prairie. Other people's knees are bending to touch the floor of someone else's chapel, to pray to someone else's God. Other people see and touch you, lick your lips and kiss your toes. Other people's fingers, perhaps they are your fingers, hold brushes, painting beautiful things with bristles plucked from a pig's asshole. Somewhere there is art, beauty, youth, women who bleed and men who jerk off, a place where they all smoke cigarettes and get drunk and make love like horned mammals, but not here. Here the smokers are dying of emphysema and syncope, falling to the floor, clutching their damaged brains in their hands. And the drinkers are old and sick with ruined livers and bad breath. The lovers are the worst of all, a horror of wrinkled skin, sin, and lubricated death. No wonder I listen to other people's songs. So, this is a poem that was written good long many years ago. It was published by Bob Pennick in his literary journal at one time. It's been published a couple other different places. It's called Going Home on the Number 12 Bus. I ride the bus a lot. I like riding the bus. But the number 12 bus no longer exists in St. Paul. The number 12 bus has changed to the number 72 bus, or 74 bus rather. I still ride the bus, but now it's not the number 12 bus. Anyway, title of this poem is Going Home on the Number 12 Bus. The sky beyond broken buildings slips between the thighs of evening. A low-rent fat man locks eyes with lover boy or lover girl, and feral cats eviscerate field mice in his look. The bus driver studies Bible prophecies and figures the end is coming soon. Last summer, he cut 2 fingers off with his table saw. For a while there, he thought the end was coming then. Batman descends as bumps in the street massage his cancerous prostate. Lover girl or boy looks out the window where roses bloom in the snow. Okay, I've got one more here someplace. If I can find it. Okay. This is called Personal Poem number 186. As people who are familiar with my poetry, which I guess is a few people, know, I tend to recycle images from poem to poem, so some of my images recur in lots of different poems. And I also reuse titles that I like. So there are a lot of personal poem number 186 out there. This is one of them. The newspaper cries and bleeds on the stoop of my cooped up life. The 20th century stumbles to a stuttering close, and only religious nuts seem to notice or care. I am a key clicker. I am a button pusher. I bask in waves of mauve and electric blue light from the television screen. My eyes blink green in glowing idiocy. I am a servant of the silicon overman. I am an educated monkey obsessed like monkeys in an old-fashioned zoo with rubbing shit on the bars of my cage.